What's up, guys? Kind of wanted to check in with everybody. It's been a little while since I posted anything, and I've had a couple of really awesome weekends for disc golf here in Oregon, and I'm looking at another one next week, which should be pretty rad as well. So, Portland Open happened. I played in a tournament today, my first ever PDGA tournament, really my first ever singles tournament. That probably will surprise some of you. But I've never really been a tournament player. I've always just been super into just playing casually and testing discs, I guess, to film them for you guys. I spent a lot of my free time, disc golf related free time, putting together the reviews and doing various things for the channel as well. So it was really great to play a legitimate event. It was a C tier, a Sockibomb challenge. Had a great time. Also wanted to just do a quick little plastic show and tell for you guys, since it's been a while since I've done that as well. Got myself some goodies. I got a Jawbreaker Roach. This is a World Stamp Jawbreaker Roach. I've been finding my magnets inside the circle and honestly kind of outside the circle are just not really doing what I want them to do lately. I either hit dead center perfect, or I've been having trouble leaving them right a little bit. And I think it's because they're just getting a little flippy. I'm trying to be a little more firm with my putting stroke. So I'm thinking that maybe I want something that has a little bit more stability to it. And I really love the comfortable rounded feel in the hand of the Roach. I'm throwing a big Z1 and I'm digging it off the tee. So I got this one to test and see what happens. I don't know. I putted pretty well with my magnets today, so it may not happen, but it's something I'm going to check out. And if I feel confident, I may switch for the first time in several years as well. I'm a little bit annoyed at myself for buying that because I wanted to just stick with the magnets for a really long period of time and get really comfortable with them, but it's been a good few years now straight, and I'm starting to notice some issues, so we're going to see what happens. Also, I have a Ricky Pig. This thing is pretty rad. I should probably do a separate kind of unboxing, first look at this for you guys that are interested. Maybe I'll do that after I film this, but super grippy, really, really nice. I love the stamp. I've always loved this little cartoon pig. I think that's just a cool design. And to incorporate that with the Ricky grenade and just being a big Rick fan, I had to pick one of these up to test and check out. And I'm, of course, going to post a review for you guys. There's a look at the room profile on this guy. Comfortable feel in the hand, and this plastic is super grippy. It honestly feels like the XT plastic to me. I wouldn't be surprised if it's basically the same blend. It's crazy grippy and feels really nice. So look for a full review on that one. Also, out at the Portland Open, I got this sweet swirly bottom stamped Val Jenkins Thrasher. As you guys know, I love the Thrasher. It's my favorite driver. And I really like the bottom stamp on this one. And I got Val to sign it for me real quick since she was there pouring beers. These ones have a little bit more dome for sure. Not really domey, but it's not nearly as flat as the one that I bagged, my 165 ESP. And it's much more stable. It's much more similar to like a Z in stability. So I'm excited to keep testing that. Portland Open, fantastic. Some of the nastiest weather I've ever seen for a golf round. And honestly, you know, it's Oregon. It rains a lot here. Saturday was still really, really nasty. It's very rare that it rains that hard consistently in Portland. Usually it'll drizzle on and off throughout the day. It's very rare that you'll see a 2-hour downpour like that. It was just gross. We got in a practice round, or not a practice round, we got in a quick round out of Rooster. It didn't rain a drop, and we got in the car. It started raining on the way to Blue Lake. It did not stop until after we left. So it was pretty ridiculous, and credit to those dudes to battle through it. I almost feel like Eagle and Rick, had they teed off earlier that day in nicer weather and put down a decent score there, they might have run away with it by the last day. Spoiler alert, if you guys somehow haven't watched the coverage, I don't know how that would be possible. So I played the Sockibomb Challenge today out at Timber Park. I got myself a sweet Oregon Disc and Wildlife Mini. I love that. That's cool. I bought this one from Rick earlier in the day. I used it for the round. I love these little metal flake ones. I got this one later on. So I actually have never played a PDGA sanctioned event before, and it was super fun. I just had a great time. The card was great. Timber Park, comfortable place for me. I kind of know the layout pretty well. I played out there many times, so I knew what I was doing and my approach for most of the shots. It's always a little tricky because I never quite know where the baskets are on certain holes, so I kind of have to play that by ear, but for the most part, I know what I'm trying to do out there, which is definitely helpful. I missed a putt inside the circle on the first hole, which frustrated me a little bit, but I was really proud of myself for how level and kind of even keel I kept my attitude throughout the round. I was just trying to joke around. My card mates were really fun dudes, nice guys. Nobody was taking anything super seriously, so that helped me for sure. We were laughing and having a good time, BSing about plastic and whatever throughout the round. So I think that kind of helped me in my mental state. If we had somebody on the card, or if the card was like more serious or slower paced, that might have been a little more difficult for me to maintain my attitude. But I didn't really get my head down. I kind of just plugged away and just tried to put together as many good shots as I could without making any big mistakes. I'm not super aggressive. I don't throw very far, so I'm really just trying to get my birdie looks when I can. I did not convert anything outside the circle, which was frustrating. That's getting back to what we talked about earlier, where I'm feeling like I'm not quite connecting the way I want to from outside the circle, because I'm not getting as much drop and fade as I want, as I used to be getting out of my putt for whatever reason. Maybe I'm just having, I'm not putting as much hyzer release. It's hard to say. It could be me, but again, I'm looking around to see if maybe a different putter would work slightly better for me. But I felt really pretty good overall. I had a couple of real bad drives that I was not able to get up and down after. It was pretty cool the way it worked out. Ricky was there all day. I got to hang out with him a little bit during the day. And for anybody who hasn't met Rick, he's just a great dude. He's really easy to hang out with, and we just had nothing but smiles and good times today with him. And everybody was just, loving it. We had a beautiful day. It was warm. It was like 80 degrees and warm and sunny and just beautiful out there. And Rick was around for the whole day. Lisa Fakis was there as well. They were both on Team Next Gen, as am I, which was pretty cool. So I got to meet Lisa for the first time. I've met Rick a few times, but that was definitely cool. And the way they did it was, we got to a certain hole, and Ricky was hanging out on that hole during the whole round, and every group got to play through the hole with him. It was funny because he was throwing a rock. He was throwing a rock and like ace running the basket easily, just smooth up there, and I was throwing my Thrasher and just ended up pretty short, and actually fluffed that upshot and then splashed out left side chains on that. It was a different it was a temp basket, so it was a slightly different basket, or a lot different basket than we were playing on, which I think got in my head a little bit. It's hard to say, but anyway, I didn't convert on the putt, and that was my bogey right there. That pretty much cost me pretty big as we get later on, but it was still, it was fine. Ricky like kind of big putted me, which is hilarious. He throws this huge shot, and it trying to run the bucket, and it slips out onto the OB, and then he hit like a 50-footer for a 3. And it's like, oh, God. And then I had to putt right after that, and I didn't make it from maybe 28 or so. I hit left side and then didn't stay in. So he kind of big putted me, which was kind of hilarious. Threw a real weak shot on the next hole. Then we got to the hole you play with Lisa. Lisa was hanging out on a different hole, and she played through with all the groups. Parred that one, and then I was playing pretty clean the rest of the way. I don't think I had any more fours. Nothing worse than a 4 for the whole round, which I was pretty happy with. All 2s, 3s, and 4s for the whole round, including a nice 3 on the really long hole. I got up and down there, and overall I was really happy with my ability to putt inside the circle for the most part. I missed a few opportunities for sure, but I hit a lot of them. Didn't hit anything from outside the circle, so that could have made a big difference. If I canned a couple of longer ones, or just cleaned up a few shots here and there, it would have made a big difference. But anyway, get through the course. I beat my card by like 10. I think 2 of the dudes on my card tied at like 10 strokes worse than me, and then one guy was a few behind them. So I felt pretty clean. They had never played the course too, so I was kind of like their tour guide or their card mate. I was trying to tell them the general approach and the danger and where the baskets were and all that kind of stuff. So I was trying to like caddy for them and also play my game. But we were all really supportive and a great group. So they're like, man, you're putting together a pretty solid round. All said and done, I finished under par. Felt good about it. And yeah, I thought that was it. Get back to Tournament Central, kind of milling around. Fantastic lunch. Amazing lunch for a tournament. Usually you get like a hot dog or something. They had all kinds of snacks. They had kombucha and fresh lemonade, and then they had really tasty Hawaiian lunch with macaroni salad and Hawaiian teriyaki chicken and rice, and the whole deal was pretty solid. I was happy. I was happy about that. And then we're kind of milling around. There's an ace throw off for the ace pot, and all of a sudden one of the people was like, "Hey, we got a playoff in intermediate between Anthony B, I think she said, and Justin W." It's like, oh, all right. Like I'm wearing Crocs at this point. My bag's at the car. I was not thinking about playing more golf, and I was tied for first, and going into a playoff with a dude. And we set out to hole 3, and I threw a pretty weak drive, decent upshot, overcooked it a little bit to like 28 feet long. He had a half a birdie look that he put under the basket, and then I had to jam a circle's edge putt to keep the playoff going, which felt good to hit a little pressure putt there in the legit situation for the win like that. And then we got to hole 4, which is a tough hole for me to reach. I just tried to get a good drive up in play, and then he put one maybe 25 feet away, and I was not able to convert from outside the circle, and he was. So, yeah, lost the playoff. Came in second at my first ever tournament, and I feel pretty good about it overall. I'm a little bit frustrated knowing that a few of those mistakes, one stroke. I mean, that was all it was. If I put it closer on my upshot on the hole we played with Rick, tap that in, I won. If I tapped in, if I hit from 20 feet or whatever, I gave myself on the first hole to save par. If I hit that, I won. So it's pretty weird. And I've actually been thinking about this recently, and it's something I wanted to talk to somebody who's more experienced with tournaments. Like, how do you reconcile to yourself when you lose like a big event? This was just a little, pretty casual, fun C-tier that Ricky was running. How do you reconcile it when you lose a playoff for a world title or something like that, when you know that just one throw, one little mistake was the difference? It's interesting. And then I literally experienced it firsthand in my first ever sanctioned event. So I've only done like doubles and team events in the past, so it was pretty cool to be on my own and be in charge of my own destiny. Hey, second place, I got $100 in merch, and I got some sweet plastic. I got a hat. I got this mini as well. I also got from Lisa a Swirly Star Corvette, so I will be reviewing this one for sure. Really nice feel. I love the wide rim discs. They always feel good in my hand. She said this one's pretty flippy for a wide rim, for a fast disc, and it gets out there pretty easy. So I'm interested to see how that will fly for me. And then I just picked out some other stuff. You guys know I don't really throw a lot of Innova, but I had the script to Ricky's selection here, and I just got some stuff that I thought was cool, and some of the stuff that I figured I could review as well. So I got this pretty nice, really beautiful, I believe it's a Mako 3. I'm not 100% sure. I don't know. Is it marked? Yeah, no, it is. I just didn't see that earlier. It's a Mako 3. I was pretty sure, but definitely Mako 3. Beautiful disc. I love the way this one looks. It feels really awesome in the hand. It's super rounded, as you guys can see there, and it's got a really beautiful feel. So I'm interested to see what that'll do for me. Maybe it'll be a little flippier than a Gobi. It'll work on certain shots. You never know, I guess. I got a T-Bird 3. This is a Rick T-Bird 3. I have not reviewed one of these yet, so I'll be reviewing one of these as well. Then I got just a flat top Champ Firebird. Figured maybe I could trade this one or something, or sell this one, or if I ever need an overstable fairway, this would be a nice one to throw in the bag. I've never thrown it before. I basically, would bet anything I know exactly what it's going to do. And then I got a JK AVR as well. This one's just a really comfortable, good feeling disc. I just really like this grippy plastic. It's not super soft, but it's got a little give to it. It's real grippy, and I thought if nothing else, maybe sometime down the line, maybe somebody who's just getting started could use this to kind of get the ball rolling. A friend that wants to learn how to play or something like that. So that's just a quick video. I wanted to touch base with you guys. I was thinking about doing this as a podcast, but I had all this shiny plastic to show you, so I figured I'd do it this way. Thanks for watching. I'll check y'all very soon. Alright, cheers. Thank you so much for watching, and big thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. If you would like to see your name listed in the credits of all of my videos, go to patreon.com/discgolfnerd.